Hello everyone and welcome to Mystic Adventure. This channel, Mystic Adventure, is a place where we delve into Japanese history and culture. And here, you'll uncover aspects of Japanese history and culture that you never knew existed. Sit back and enjoy the new journey on this channel. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. By doing so, you'll stay updated whenever we release new content. In this video, we'll take a closer look at how Japanese students learn about their country's past through textbooks, starting from the Jomon period through the Kofun, Asuka, Nara, Heian, Kamakura, Nanbokucho, Muromachi, Azuchi Momoyama, Edo, Meiji, Taisho, and Showa periods. Japanese history has been richly developed. The Jomon period refers to the prehistoric period in Japan from about 14,000 years ago to the 3rd century BC. This period is known for the use of distinctive pottery known as Jomon earthenware. Settled life began with hunting, gathering, and fishing as the main means of subsistence. The Jomon period was culturally diverse, with each region having its own unique characteristics. A rich lifestyle and culture flourished, with the creation of sculptures, clay figurines, earthenware, and other artifacts. The Yayoi period refers to the period in Japanese history from about 300 BC to 300 AD. During this period, agriculture developed and settlements were formed. Bronze and iron artifacts were also produced, and lifestyle and production techniques were improved. Villages were arranged around rice paddies and fields, and exchange was active. At the end of the Yayoi period, a powerful clan society was formed, and the period transitioned to the Kofun period. The Kofun period, late 3rd century to early 7th century, refers to the period in Japanese history from the end of the Yayoi period to the establishment of the ancient dynasties. During this period, large Kofun tumuli were constructed, and a powerful family society was formed. During the Kofun period, burial mounds of various sizes and shapes were built all over the Japanese archipelago. These tombs were constructed to serve as the tombs of powerful families and royalty, and their size and shape revealed the differences in class and status in society at the time. In addition, during the Kofun period, exchanges with the continent were active, and cultural and technological influences from China and the Korean peninsula were brought to Japan. This led to the widespread use of iron tools and improved farming and bronze manufacturing techniques. The Kofun period was a time of great clan societies and interregional conflicts and exchanges, and was also the foundation of Japan's ancient dynasties. The Asuka period, 592-710, refers to the period in Japanese history from the end of the Kofun period to the beginning of the Nara period. This was an important period in which Japan entered the process of state formation, and the political and cultural foundations were laid. During the Asuka period, the Yamato regime rose to power, unified the Sanyo and Sanin provinces, and expanded its control over the Japanese archipelago. Also during this period, Buddhism was introduced to the imperial court and became established as the state religion. Buddhist temples were built, sutras were translated, and Buddhist culture flourished. On the political front, the succession to the imperial throne and internal conflicts among the royal families were fierce, and power struggles within the Yamato regime unfolded. The Yamato regime also intensified diplomacy with the Korean peninsula and China, built large burial mounds and palaces in the Kinai region, and developed the political center of the region. In terms of culture, the introduction of Chinese characters and the development of Chinese studies led to the nurturing of a unique Japanese culture and arts, despite the influence of Chinese culture. Waka poetry and gagaku, ancient Japanese court music, also developed, laying the foundation for later traditional Japanese culture. The Asuka period is an important period in Japanese history as a period that played an important role in the formation of the Japanese nation, and as a time when the political and cultural foundations were laid. The Nara period, 710-794, refers to the period in Japanese history from the end of the Asuka period to the beginning of the Heian period. During this period, Japan's capital was located in Nara, and the nation became more centralized. During the Nara period, the Yamato government promoted national unification, and the capital was moved to Nara in 710. During this period, legal systems such as the Taiho Ritsuryo Code and the Taiho Code were developed, establishing a centralized system of governance unique to Japan that was modeled after the Tang dynasty system in China. The Nara period was also a time of remarkable development in culture and the arts. Buddhism became the national religion. Many temples and Buddhist statues were built, and Buddhist art flourished. Literature such as waka poems and stories also developed under the influence of Chinese studies and Chinese culture. The Nara period was a period in Japanese history when a centralized political system was established and cultural development was remarkable. However, in the latter half of the Nara period, the rise of local powerful clans and economic difficulties progressed, and the transition to the Heian period began. The Heian period, 794 AD, 1185 AD, was an era in Japanese history following the Nara period, during which Heian-kyo, present-day Kyoto, flourished as the capital. Known as a time of significant cultural, political, and social development in Japan, the Heian period saw the flourishing of aristocratic society and the arts. Although the emperor resided at the center of the state, actual power lay in the hands of the nobility and local aristocrats. Urban culture centered around Heian-kyo thrived during this period, giving rise to what is known as the Heian period culture. Political struggles and conflicts among the nobility were intense during the Heian period, yet it also witnessed a boom in culture and the arts. In the later period of the Heian era, the rise of the samurai became evident, leading to the emergence of samurai groups and military governments. Conflicts intensified among powerful clans such as the Taira and Minamoto, paving the way for the transition to the Kamakura period. The Kamakura period, 1185 AD, 1333 AD, refers to the era from the establishment of the Kamakura shogunate at the end of the Heian period to the beginning of the Nanboku-cho period. It was characterized by the rise of the samurai and military governments, marking a significant transition in Japanese history. During this time, the Kamakura shogunate was established in Kamakura, with Minamoto no Yoritomo becoming the first shogun. The shogunate was formed to address the collapse of the Ritsuryo system and the rise of local samurai, aiming to control the samurai class and consolidate power. The Kamakura period saw the strengthening of samurai rule and the emphasis on Bushido, the way of the warrior, and samurai etiquette. Additionally, the shogunate established a government system to govern the country and strengthened control over local samurai groups and temples. The period witnessed numerous conflicts and political upheavals, including the Mongol invasions and the uprising of Emperor Go-Daigo, leading to widespread warfare and turmoil. However, it also saw the flourishing of samurai culture, leading to the formation of a feudal society dominated by the samurai. The end of the Kamakura period marked the transition to the Nanboku-cho period, characterized by the split between the northern and southern courts. The Kamakura period is considered a significant period of change in Japanese history, marked by the rise of the samurai and the development of the feudal system. The Nanboku-cho period, 1336 AD, 1392 AD, refers to the era from the end of the Kamakura period to the beginning of the Muromachi period. It was a time of political turmoil in Japan, with two imperial courts, the Southern Court and the Northern Court, vying for power. The Nanboku-cho period began with Emperor Go-Daigo's political reforms, known as the Kenmu Restoration, at the end of the Kamakura period. Emperor Go-Daigo aimed to overthrow the Kamakura shogunate and restore imperial power, but his efforts led to political chaos and the emergence of the northern and southern courts. During the Nanboku-cho period, the Ashikaga shogunate was established, marking the beginning of the Muromachi period. But the conflict between the northern and southern courts continued. The southern court was based in Yoshino, while the northern court was in Kyoto, and both courts ruled while in conflict with each other. The Nanboku-cho period was a time of political turmoil in Japan, marked by numerous wars and internal conflicts. However, it also saw the flourishing of culture and the arts, with the creation of literary and artistic works, such as Nanboku-cho, literature and paintings. At the end of the Nanboku-cho period, Ashikaga Yoshimitsu, the third shogun of the Ashikaga shogunate, sought reconciliation between the northern and southern courts. In 1392, the southern court was extinguished, and the northern court was recognized as legitimate, establishing the rule of the Ashikaga shogunate and the beginning of the Muromachi period. The Muromachi period, 1336 AD, 1573 AD, refers to the era from the end of the Nanboku-cho period to the beginning of the Sengoku period. It was a time when the Ashikaga shogunate ruled Japan, representing the late medieval period of Japan. The Muromachi shogunate was established in Kyoto, with the shogun selected from the Ashikaga clan. However, real power was held not only by the shogun, but also by regional lords such as daimyo and temples. During this period, culture and the arts flourished, with the development of tea ceremony, no theater, linked verse, and other cultural practices. Additionally, the Ashikaga shogunate placed emphasis on diplomacy, deepening relations with China and Korea. However, in the later period of the Muromachi era, conflicts between regional lords and the rise of warlords led to internal strife and the transition to the Sengoku period. The Onin War, 1467 AD, 1477 AD, in particular, symbolized the political turmoil of the Muromachi period. The Muromachi period was a time of significant change in Japanese politics and society, marking a transition to the Sengoku period. The Azuchi Momoyama period, 1573 AD, 1603 AD, refers to the era from the end of the Sengoku period to the beginning of the Edo period. It was a period of upheaval in Japan, with warlords vying for control and figures such as Toyotomi Hideyoshi and Tokugawa Ieyasu rising to prominence. The Azuchi Momoyama period is considered a transitional period between the end of the Sengoku period and the beginning of the Edo period. During this time, conflicts and alliances among warlords persisted and warfare continued throughout the country. However, the Azuchi Momoyama period also saw the realization of national unification under Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who succeeded Oda Nobunaga and subdued warlords one after another, reigning as a supreme ruler. Furthermore, the Azuchi Momoyama period witnessed the development of culture and the arts. Traditional culture, such as the tea ceremony, no theater, and kabuki flourished, and cultural practices such as tea ceremonies and garden design became widespread. At the end of the Azuchi Momoyama period, after the death of Toyotomi Hideyoshi, Tokugawa Ieyasu unified the country and established the Tokugawa shogunate, ushering in the Edo period. The Azuchi Momoyama period is regarded as a crucial turning point in Japanese history, marking the end of the Sengoku period and the unification of Japan. The Edo period, 1603–1868, marked an era when Tokugawa Ieyasu established the Tokugawa shogunate, unifying Japan and bringing an end to the tumultuous Sengoku period. Renowned as a time of peace following the conflicts of the preceding era, the Edo period witnessed significant economic and cultural development in Japan. Under the Tokugawa shogunate, a feudal military government was firmly established, exerting control over daimyo, feudal lords, and samurai throughout the nation. This period saw the flourishing of Edo, centered around Edo Castle, where merchants and artisans thrived, contributing to the economic growth of the era. Moreover, the Edo period brought about political stability and control under the Tokugawa shogunate, effectively ending the chaos of the Sengoku period. This prolonged peace fostered the growth of agriculture, commerce, and craftsmanship, leading to stability in the lives of the populace. Culturally, the Edo period was a golden age, witnessing the zenith of arts such as ukiyo-e, woodblock prints, and kabuki theater, which became emblematic of the vibrant Edo culture. Additionally, cultural practices like Confucianism, Buddhism, tea ceremony, and haiku flourished, permeating even among the common people. However, towards the latter part of the Edo period, the grip of the shogunate weakened, and socio-economic instability became apparent. Consequently, discontentment and external pressures culminated in the upheavals of the Bakumatsu period in the mid-19th century, leading to the demise of the Tokugawa shogunate. The Meiji period, 1868–1912, marked a rapid modernization phase in Japan following the end of the Edo era. The Meiji Restoration, orchestrated by patriotic individuals aiming to overthrow the shogunate and restore imperial power, resulted in the establishment of the Meiji government and the ascension of Emperor Meiji. With this, the feudal society of the late Edo period came to an end, replaced by a centralized nation-state. The Meiji era saw Japan rapidly modernize and industrialize in response to pressures from Western powers. The government implemented modern systems and laws, integrating Western culture and technology to strengthen the nation. Additionally, improvements in education, military, and infrastructure, including railways and telecommunications, were prioritized. The lives of the common people, including farmers and artisans, underwent significant transformations during the Meiji period. Land reforms and the introduction of new land systems altered ownership patterns and economic statuses. Industrial and commercial sectors flourished, leading to a significant rise in urban populations. Despite the remarkable modernization efforts, political turmoil and societal unrest emerged domestically during the Meiji era. Nonetheless, under the guidance of the Meiji government, Japan achieved rapid economic growth and enhanced its international stature. The Taisho period, 1912–1926, continued Japan's trajectory of modernization, witnessing advancements in democracy and urbanization, alongside flourishing cultural and artistic expressions. The Showa era, 1926–1989, was characterized by Japan's resilience following significant setbacks during World War II, leading to rapid economic growth and establishing itself as a global economic powerhouse. The period saw the era of high economic growth and post-war reconstruction, significantly improving the lives of the Japanese people. Additionally, Japan's culture and technology garnered international acclaim, solidifying its global influence. Japan's history is a testament to resilience and cultural richness. Let's honor its legacy and embrace its lessons as we move forward. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey